everyone. First off, I wanted to thank you all for taking the time to watch my presentation, and I don't really like to make introductions all that long, so let's get right to it. To start off, I want to talk a little bit about greed. Now, Andy Stanley is actually a famous author and pastor, and what he said was, greed is not a financial issue, it's a heart issue. Now, I just want to leave that there as a sort of food for thought as we continue with the presentation. Now, when exactly do people want to donate? And unfortunately, nowadays, most people will donate when they are receiving some sort of benefit or reward as a sort of thank you in a way for a donation, but people appear to take advantage of that. So, with the idea of a concept like this, the concept of donating seems a little skewed if that's the case, because when you think donating, you think giving something willingly to someone else without expecting anything else in return. So, with this skewed concept of donating, what should people do about it? For one, people need to learn to give in the first place. People need to learn to give to those in need, and maybe to people who might not have as much as someone else. The second part of that, not only are they needing to learn to give, but to give willingly. So, giving things over and not expecting anything in return. So, not expecting that extra benefit or reward in return. And while we're on this, I want to personally thank Josiah and Abigail Bartlett because they are willing to donate a nice amount of money to a local charity within the area. So, thank you. Now, this makes me think of the Decadence series, which is actually a YouTube video series. It's 6 different clips, all pertaining to different topics of how people live their lives in this day and age. So, one might be about maybe spending habits or something like that, or just culture of the people in this time period in general, things like that. And in the first episode, which covers money, Priya Viswalingham has actually found out that people work to spend. So, if that's the case, what she's trying to say is people will want to work over the 40-hour work week for that overtime, for that extra bit of money, in order to spend it on something else. Most of the time, something they might not need. So, for example, maybe someone wants to get a new car. So, in order to get that new car, to pay certain things off of the car, people will go in and want to work more than what they are scheduled to for the normal 40-hour work week. And with wanting to work so much more to get nicer things, it makes a person think, why do we live in excess? Why do we always want to get bigger and better things when in reality, instead of having people that are all the way up at the top having so much compared to people on the bottom with having so little, why not give a little to make everything equal out? So, on the same topic, we also have to discuss the I Am documentary. Now, this documentary is actually by Tom Shadyac. He is a famous director, screenwriter, producer. He has done a lot with his life. Now, with this documentary, Tom has talked about a certain condition that he has discovered that he has, and it's a very deadly condition, and the chances of him surviving did not look well whatsoever. So what Tom decided to do was basically take everything that he had earned with his money, so the excessive amount of cars that he had, the huge house that he had, the furniture inside of this house, all of this, he took it and he gave it all away. Every last thing. It was all gone and given to people who needed it more than he did. And it turns out Tom actually overcame his illness. Now, since he overcame his illness, what he ended up doing was everything that he donated, he did not go to take it back by any means. Instead, what he decided to do, instead of maybe buying a new house or maybe another 5 cars, he decided to actually live in a trailer. So, if someone is able to do something like this, it makes you think that if Tom can do this, why can't I give something that I don't need? Now, I'm not saying give away your house or give away your car. I don't mean that by any means. I'm saying maybe if you have an extra $10 laying around and you were going to use that to treat yourself to something special, and you maybe did that every single day this week, well, maybe take that $10 and give it to someone else who might need it a little more. Now, in regards to Josiah and Abigail earlier, as I mentioned, that they are willing to give a nice amount of money to a local charity or an organization within the area, there is a proposal that I wanted to bring up, which is the Beatitude House. Now, regardless, whether or not you are Josiah and Abigail, whether or not you are part of the working middle class, it's a good place to think about putting some money into if you are willing to. I believe it's the best place for the money to go, and here's why. Reason number 1, the Beatitude House is actually a local organization. They are based to help those in need in both Mahoning and Trumbull County. Reason number 2, the Beatitude House actually, it's made progress. And what I mean by that is, not only do they help those in need in Mahoning and Trumbull County now, but they've also been able to expand with the help of donations, and now they also can help people in Ashtabula County, which it's a comforting thought in my mind, because when I want to donate to someone in need, I want to make sure that my money is going somewhere worthwhile, where I know that they will use the money for good reason. And with the fact that they are able to expand from the donations that they got, that definitely sounds like a good enough reason to me. And the final reason is they specialize in helping women and children. Now, I say that this is so crucial because with children are the future generation. And if we can't help children out, if we can't carry them through life, if they need the extra help, where is our future? Because without them, our future's gone, our society's gone, the population in general is gone. So that's why I think especially helping out with children is a very good option, and why the Beatitude House should be considered. Now, to sum up the presentation, whether you are extremely wealthy and you have a whole ton of money, whether you're part of the working middle class, or whether or not you can just maybe spare $5 every once in a great while, give to those in need. Because not only are you going to make someone's day, and maybe even potentially their life, you might even be able to change their life by giving them a couple bucks. You never know. Not only are you going to make them feel good, you're going to feel pretty good yourself, because you could see the amount of help that you are able to provide just by making one small choice and sacrificing a few dollars. And I also wanted to thank Josiah and Abigail Bartlett again for them wanting to donate this money to especially someone who is a local charity or organization, someone who could really use that money to do a lot of good. And I hope that they consider the Beatitude House for sure. And that's my presentation. Thank you very much for watching.